Coming up right now on the premiere of Uncensored Talk with Karen Ashley. Karen sits down with the one and only original Red Ranger, Austin St. John.
So I think the biggest question that everybody's had, I mean, you've been gone for 8 years. What have you been doing? Because that's the thing. Like, people feel like, I've heard a million stories. I heard that you were saving the world somewhere. I heard that you were, working as a, EMT. You were doing a bunch of things.
Yeah. And you won't want to miss this incredible reunion as former castmates Walter Jones and David Yost drop in to say hello. That's coming up next on the premiere of Uncensored Talk with Karen Ashley.
All right, hey guys, welcome to Uncensored Talk with Karen Ashley. And my first guest ever on Uncensored Talk, Mr. Austin St. John. I looked up.
I got kidnapped. They threw me in a truck, and I've been sitting here. I don't even know who she is.
Yeah.
Somebody call 911. Can I get some help?
I'm like hardcore style, man. I get the fans what they want because they've been waiting for you. You don't understand. You made an appearance in Morphicon, the first Morphicon.
Way back.
Yeah, way back. I mean, that was what, 4 or 5 years ago?
I was like 7
years ago.
Yeah,
okay, so it's been a long time, and people have been waiting for you to come back, and he's now back at Comic Palooza, and we're so excited. I'm so excited to see you. This is the first day I've ever met you, ever.
There wasn't a party at my place?
Well, I think there was, but I don't know.
I
think we met briefly. It was very brief, very
all right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm trying to I don't even know. I'm just trying to get back to it, and like you're awesome, and she's bubbly, and thank goodness because I hit the ugly truck. And
please.
I'm like, what up?
Okay, so like the women have been lining up all day to meet him. They're crying. They're going crazy. It's like fandom times 1,000.
It's kind of crazy.
What was that like? Because I mean, obviously, Power Rangers was something we did years ago, and then all of a sudden you find out that there are fans that are so loyal that they come to conventions, they come to see you, and it's almost like you step back into it in a way.
I would have never thought until Walt called me up and introduced me to Zach, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm telling you, it's still out there. There's still this whole deal," and I couldn't even wrap my mind around. I think of Universal Studios and like craziness. Like, it's really how long has it been? And he was just like, "I'm telling you, come check it out," and I did, and I'm still wrapping my mind around it. And I was told, who was it that told us today? I guess they're tracking like 104,000 people for this convention.
Comic Palooza, if you're not here, hello.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping 1 or 2 will stop by and say hi. Just maybe 3.
He's had more than 1 or 2 stop by.
Maybe 3.
Okay, so you brought up Walter, and I love Walter. Walter, if you don't know, Walter Jones, the original Black Ranger.
Crazy. They
are like legendary in Power Ranger world for many reasons. Obviously, you guys really kicked it off. You were the first leader. But what was also kind of amazing for us is they did throw these legendary parties at their house. Like, they were roommates. Like, it was like him, Walter, and like a bunch of stunt guys, and like they had a trampoline in the back, and like it was like crazy parties. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, yeah. So Walter tells you to come back. He tells you to check this out, and I mean, he's absolutely right. Like, it's like it hasn't stopped.
It hasn't, and I just wow, and I'm kind of scared of what's going to happen tomorrow. People are like, "Oh, it's going to be crazy." I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And Walt was there, Dave was there, Bosch was there, you were there. So it's a major throwback for me, and it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit of an adjustment, but it's a lot of fun.
So I think the biggest question that everybody's had, I mean, you've been gone for 8 years. What have you been doing? Because that's the thing. Like, people feel like, I've heard a million stories. I've heard that you were saving the world somewhere. I heard that you were, working as a EMT. You were doing a bunch of things.
Yeah, well, I kind of was for a while, but the latest, I just got back from the Middle East. I've been in Kuwait for the last 4 years, and almost 4 years, and working as a medic. And I was contracted out to the military.
Nice.
And people call 911 because they're having a bad day, and that's my job.
Wow.
go fix a bad day, or maybe make a bad day not so bad.
Right.
And I was thrilled to do it with so many other medics and EMTs, to do what we could to make soldiers feel better and be there when they needed us.
Nice.
So
I mean, that's obviously a huge adjustment. I mean, we kind of talked about this before, how it's like people are coming up to you. It's like we're like at Disneyland, and you're coming from a place that's very hostile, very, I mean, it's two different worlds.
Yeah, well, it's definitely two different worlds. Kuwait isn't hostile like Afghanistan or Iraq. I mean, those
right.
are those are two different places entirely. But it's just from where you're sitting. I mean, right now where we are, all the wealth and people are out in the open. The women are dressed however they feel like dressing. There's no covers, and I don't hear the call to prayer every couple of hours going over the speakers. And, I don't feel like I'm going to get arrested because I'm wearing a bathing suit at the pool, and somebody gets offended, or some girl's wearing a bikini. I mean, it's definitely an adjustment on so many levels, especially just culturally, and it's an adjustment.
Yeah.
But it's so good to be home, man. I love this country.
Yeah.
And I love the people, and I love our fans.
Yeah.
And
they're the best,
I'm so glad to be back.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're absolutely the best. I always say Power Ranger fans are unlike any other fans. I mean, they literally were this tall when we met them.
Yeah.
And now they're grown adults, and their kids are bringing their kids. Like, it keeps going,
Yeah, I had some little ones come up to my table today. It couldn't have been 8, 9, 10, 11.
They know exactly who you are.
And I was like, so when did you start watching the show? Because, damn, I'm old. What happened? And they're like, oh, well, my mom and dad, they got the DVD set, and now it's on Netflix, so it's like it's just all over again.
Right.
Holy crap, I'm going to have a whole nother generation.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's wild. I don't even know what to say about it. It's cool.
So tell me how you felt, because you get on a show that obviously it was like, we're going to do this pilot. No one expected Power Rangers
at all
to be a hit.
No.
And then all of a sudden, it's the biggest kid show in America. Yeah. Period. In the world.
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah. There was. I think we were shooting so much in the beginning that we didn't. I remember when they told me we were sitting on stage. We were in Culver City. We were tired as could be, and I had my costume down around my waist, and I was sitting in my chair, and I was reading probably my sides.
Right.
And Jonathan Zakora came down and was like, "Hey," and I think AJ, I can't remember which of the other Rangers were there. Maybe it was AJ and Walter or David. Came down and was like, hey, just thought I'd let you know you guys are #1 in the world on kids' television.
And real nonchalant.
Yeah.
They were real nonchalant.
And I was so tired, and I was just like, I'm not really sure what that means, but can I go home yet? It's like 10 o'clock at night. We've been there since 5. We're doing our own stunts. And so I didn't really have a concept of it until we went out in public for the first few times. And
you did that Universal City,
that was epic.
And they seriously closed down the city of Los Angeles. The 101 freeway, people are still mad at that, by the way. But you did a personal appearance at Universal City.
Yeah.
And it was like they expected 5,000 fans, and 100,000 people showed up.
Yeah,
it shut down the city.
To this day, Universal's never had a bigger show with attendance.
Yeah.
And we had to add an extra show. The booths with all the Power Rangers merchandise were overrun, and people got pissed, and it was pretty ridiculous. I think sheriffs at the time had some issues. People were camped out 4 a.m. the day before.
Right.
It was. I've never experienced anything like it since then. And I got a clip to this day. I don't know where it is, but Tom Brokaw gets on the news, and at the time, Nancy Kerrigan was a big story. Mm-hmm. And he's going from Nancy Kerrigan, and he goes, and what could be bigger than this? And he goes, how about the Power Rangers? And he lays it in. And there's a chopper flying over, and you see the 101 freeway backed up, and the lines and the crowds, and it was, you would have thought Elvis Presley was in the building or something. It was insane.
It was 5 Elvis Presleys. I mean, it was amazing.
It really was.
It was amazing.
It was good times.
So you're riding the high, obviously. You're on this hit show.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been documented. More than one Ranger has talked about that, obviously, it wasn't the highest paying job. It's a nice way of putting it, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's like, season 2 and there's a movie and there's all these flashing lights and all this like huge stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
And there was no increase in pay and there was no,
Nope.
Obviously it was a tough time. It was a very tough time. I'm sure that was probably the hardest part of it all, was it?
Yeah, that was kind of that's where I decided to make my stand. I've always been the guy that pulls for the underdog.
Right.
And I hate seeing a boss that is going to make $1 billion the first year.
$1 billion, not a million.
With a B.
$1 billion, right.
Yeah. Like, big damn deal, big B. And, I wasn't doing so hot.
Right.
I was making a living, but not much more than that. And that kind of thing irks me,
Right.
In the Middle East, as a medic, I had my employees, I had my command, and ever since Saban, I've always been the type. He taught me, you know what, you got to take care of your people.
Right.
And his idea of taking care of us was making sure we had a good spread on the catering table, and it was a good life lesson, but it sucked hard at the time.
Right. So you obviously took a stand. You decided we need to renegotiate this. Is that how it kind of went? And then what happened? Because well,
it went more like this. I got to talking with the staff with the other Rangers. Like, look, man, I'm done.
Right.
I'm gonna walk off set. You guys want to come with me?
Right.
And everybody, including JDF. I don't remember what AJ said or David at this point, but I remember the other guys were like, "Yeah, man, we're in. You're right. Let's do this." And when the time actually came, it was just Twee and I that left. And I was like, "Look, man, pay gets changed, or I'm gone."
Right.
And Twee and Walt were with me, and they're like, "Yep, we agree." And they're like, "Well, we're not changing your pay." And I was like, "Well, peace out."
Right.
And then there was some time in court, and due to agreements, I can't really say what happened there.
Right, obviously.
And that was it. Next thing I know, there's other guys coming in, and I was free.
Right.
And I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it at all.
Right. So did that strain the friendships? Because, obviously you guys started on this. It was this little pilot that could. You shot it a couple of times. You started doing all these episodes. It became this huge hit. So, I know you guys were close. People talked about how close obviously that was something you guys helped create. So there was a closeness there. Did it strain the friendship of the three that were, didn't, walk off set? Or, was there any animosity there?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I know of. The cast and crew we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And we shot long hours constantly with very little breaks. And we were all pretty tight. And I think everyone understood. Yeah. Everyone was underpaid on the show, not just the cast.
Right.
So everybody got it.
Right.
Everybody got it.
Right.
And I think there were other people that would like to have walked that for their own personal reasons just couldn't.
Right. Okay. No, I get it. Because, obviously that's huge. It was a huge stepping stone for you guys.
Yeah.
So what happened after? Because you came on my radio show and we talked, and it wasn't like, yay, we're off the show and here are all these scripts and all these offers. It was tough.
Yeah, I remember thinking, screw it, I'll move into something else, and I didn't really have good representation.
Right.
And I learned a lot about just having to trying to go from children's TV into movies and things like that, and it was definitely harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got to the point to where I was really just kind of disgruntled with the whole thing, and I left. I was like, you know what? To hell with Hollywood. I'm gone. It's time to make another life, take other steps. And I had no idea what that would be. I just kind of rolled out.
Right.
And I was cool with that.
And life has been good. Obviously.
Yeah.
Do you think about ever getting back into acting? Maybe getting back into children's television?
Children's
you still got, or any kind of television. You still got that pretty face,
It might need a razor.
Oh, that's all right. Women like it. I'm telling you. You got like 20,000 more followers on Twitter just by being here at the convention. It's crazy.
Oh Jesus!
You posted a picture, and like it was the other day, and just from posting that picture and posting a video, and it was like he's back. It like frenzy.
I saw.
Frenzy.
Yeah, I saw like 45,000 shares or views.
Frenzy.
I don't really know
That
what all
doesn't
that means.
happen. That doesn't happen for everyone. It doesn't happen. I mean, literally. I'm being seriously.
Or maybe I'll post one with you, and I did
know,
like 100,000.
right? Ooh, yeah, right.
Very good.
Yeah.
It could work. It could
So
work.
I mean, but that makes me wonder. Does it make you go, maybe if
yeah.
the project's right?
Yeah, I'm talking with a manager right now.
I could see you on these shows. Like you could be a cop. You could be like one of these firefighters. You're totally a tough guy. You could totally do that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks,
There you go.
So yeah, and, I'm open to it. I'm going
Yeah?
to do some cross promotions with a buddy of mine in a band, and probably in another 6 months I'm going to put some stuff together, and we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Right. Okay. So Jacob Wood from Twitter.
Sorry to interrupt, but I have a couple guys that wanted to come in and say hi.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Got David Yost and Walter Jones.
Oh, the party gets popping.
Oh
Hi.
man, who let these guys?
I know.
What
How
up?
are we?
What's up? There he is.
How
What
are
up?
we? How does that feel? Like this is your boy.
It's been done.
How are you? Good.
Roommate, that was like
Yeah.
back in
Hey, how are you?
Ooh, I'm like
This
the
looks like an
bologna.
inappropriate party. I
I
don't
know.
know.
I'm
Somebody
the
grab my
bologna in
butt.
this sandwich, this Ranger sandwich. All the women are like, they're gonna hate me now because I just got all that, and it was good.
All
by
that
the way.
Ranger love.
So this is what I want to know. I mean, it's like a huge family reunion. You guys started this. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have got a job if the show wasn't a hit.
Right?
Because of us, yeah.
Because of you, yeah. It's all because of you, David.
Us.
yeah. I have a secret love for Dave.
Because of we.
How does it feel to have him back?
It's awesome. I mean, it's interesting. We've been doing the cons, hitting the cons pretty hard over the last couple of years, and to look over and see Austin right next to me is like, yeah, all right, the boys are back in town. Here we go. This is cool. This is good. Exactly. Exactly. It's nice to have him joining us, have him back in the country.
Yeah.
Good to be home.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it feels kind of weird because it was weird to look over today and see Austin there, and it's like, wow, it feels natural.
Yeah.
It just
Right.
feels like, oh, this is cool.
Right, and I know we had a convention a few months ago, and Amy was there, and it was kind of like,
That was awesome too.
that was like crazy, yeah,
Yeah.
because it was just like you guys haven't been at a lot of them, so it's like amazing to, get
That's
you
pretty
back
cool.
in the fold.
That's pretty cool.
There's so much history too. I mean, like
Right.
we
We went through a lot together.
Yes, we did. Holy.
It was like it was almost like college, but it was like the hazing and then the success and then the
Yeah.
graduation of this huge phenomenon.
Yeah.
I was asking him, I said, I mean, what was that like the moment you found out, like, this is larger than life? Like, it wasn't just a hit on Fox, it was like a hit
Around the world.
around the world.
Yeah. Were either of you with me when Jonathan Zakora came downstairs, and like it was late one night in Culver City, and we were just sitting in our chairs, and he was like, you guys are #1 children's TV series in the world.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there reading. I was like, what?
Shouldn't you have
What
a
does that
party?
even mean?
Was that you?
Yeah, I think I
There
was
should be
there.
like
Yeah.
a
I was
party,
like, what
press
happened?
release,
And
something.
then they're like, now get on your marks and say your line.
Yeah, good job, not going to work. Really? Come on, man.
Was there a moment though when your life kind of changed and you were like, okay, I'm not in Kansas anymore. This is bigger than
Excuse me, it was always the Universal. I think we tell that all the time.
Yeah.
It's the
Talking about
Universal
that.
Studios
That was epic.
show, and
Shut
that's like
down LA.
where you shut down the 101 freeway in LA. It's like you're a kind of a big deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
a
Tom
big
Brokaw
deal.
does a cover
And
story.
Tom Brokaw does it makes the national news over that.
I would have that
Yeah.
as like my people
Your
call
lead-in?
me. Yeah, people call my house and they hear that. Hear Tom Brokaw's voice talking about how
and
great
the
I
Power
am.
Ranger, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say too that when we found out that the the toys were, when the toys were selling off the shelves and people were standing in lines for hours. It was all over the news. It was like, people are in line to buy the Power Ranger toys, standing in lines for 6 hours.
And angry.
Angry because they ran out.
Oh, wow, that's over our toy. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Our faces are on the box of that toy.
Right.
That's, it's kind of cool.
Right.
That tripped me out. I remember the first time I held myself in my hand. I'm like,
That sounds like a strange
Were
story.
you 13?
I'm not talking about in the bathroom.
You held yourself in your hand. Sorry.
That took 2 hands. All right? I'm just saying. Tyrannosaurus!
He did say on Uncensored Radio that he was commando. Are you commando right now? Because he was commando doing that interview.
No.
We just need to know.
No.
I tried, ladies. I tried.
Hug me a little closer next time.
I know. I'm gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be a mess. Anyways.
No comment.
Right. I know. I jump from. I notice how I jump from each one. I'm not loyal in the loving.
Yeah, plenty of love to go around.
I do.
She just put it out there like
I
that.
do. I know. So tell me some of the friendship stories, because, like we mentioned, you guys are on set 50 million hours. I mean, we got to, go to another country, and it was like we were forced to get to know each other.
Yeah. Forced to be friends.
Right.
There was no choice.
We were like, these kids are here, and you gotta like them. David actually, our first day at set, he came and met us, and was like, he came to it wasn't like on set, it was in one of the, we're changing and doing a fitting, and he just came over to say, hey, was it working that day? And I thought that was so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, he's sweet. He's like, he's sweet.
He has moments.
Yeah, right? He's a Sour Patch Kid. It starts off sour and it ends all sweet.
No comment.
I've never heard that. You got a new name?
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So you guys are best friends. You shared this bachelor pad.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I went to some of them parties. Tell me some of these friend stories, because obviously there was
Very careful territory.
I know.
Well, I have to say that once we got the show and we were going to be working together, Austin, I think, came to the house, and it was like, I lived in the house with 3 other guys, and
that's right.
And he'd come by the house a couple of times, and I think one time we had to get up really early to go to work, and he had to get up early too, so he's like, hey, you mind if I crash here? So we crashed at the house, and before you know it, he had the biggest room in the house.
Wait.
Hold on. I know the story. I jumped to. I
You had the biggest room in the house.
Yeah.
I came in. I was like, I could help with rent, and I'd take a room back there, and there was this den. And it was huge.
It was like a play area.
It
was
entertainment.
It had I remember this day. It had 11 windows and 3 sliding glass doors.
Wow.
Whoa!
And I was like,
sliding glass
Easy
doors to the
access.
girls back
Yeah.
Access.
And I was like, hey, I could take.
Get 'em in and out.
I could just convert that to a room. What do y'all think? And they were like, how much are you gonna pay in rent? I was like, they were like, all right, go ahead. I was like, yeah.
And he ended up with the best room in the house. It was like he had
It was a king
drapes,
bed. It was
windows. It was. I was like, man, I was a little jealous, but he had to walk all the way around to get to the bathroom.
'Cause he had the
I had
shower.
the bathroom. Yeah, I
Right.
had the master. Just
Right. So that house was pretty legendary.
yeah, we had parties
Yeah.
all the time.
all the
constantly.
time.
We would come
all the
home
time.
and there'd be a party that you didn't know was happening.
Yeah.
And be like, hey,
Cars down the hill.
Exactly.
You're like,
Because it was on a hill,
Party
it
at your house.
Yeah.
big yard. It was
Stereos
Trampoline.
bumping.
We had a big, a large, I almost said it, a very large Burmese python. It was called
my
Seth.
God.
He was 12 feet long. He was huge. Huge. We had a Burmese
such a
python.
dude's house.
We had the tarantula from
Homie.
Yeah,
Homie the tarantula.
Homie the tarantula from Power Rangers.
Yeah, he lived in the wall in an aquarium.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We forgot to give him water and he died.
Oh no, Peter, don't call us.
He lived quite a long time though. A long
Yeah, he
time.
did.
Right. So lately, what's been going on? Everybody's heard about the new movie, the reboot.
Yeah. That's
What do we
exciting.
think about that?
I think I want to be part of that. I want to be in that reboot. Let's do this. I'm like, who knows what Saban's going to do,
Who
but if
knows?
it works out, that'd be great. I know the fans are definitely excited to see, see us come back to the screen. So it would be great if we could reignite some of that chemistry and do something together.
Yeah.
Even if it was a handoff type thing or I don't know how they write.
Because it's Mighty Morphin.
Exactly.
You know, so it was very that struck me as it's not another Power Ranger movie. It was a Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin.
They were specific.
Yeah, very specific, very specific. And
we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. So let's just hypothetically say, I mean, you obviously have carried on in acting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen you on TV on several different things. And I'm going to ask you the same question. I mean, you ever want to get back in it? I know you produce all the time. And, you know, as I asked, you know, Austin, I was like, I mean, obviously your popularity is huge.
Sure, I mean, I would definitely get back into it. I mean, I
Yeah.
have nothing stopping me from doing it other than myself. So.
I mean, he was wearing a suit.
I know, I was like, that's true.
So to myself, son, if I'd do it.
I'd do it.
Right. What would be a project that you feel would be ideal for you? Not necessarily, you know, obviously not a Power Ranger project, but something that you would get into.
As just a
Just
art
as an
piece.
actor,
I would
yeah.
love to do a undercover cop piece.
Nice.
I think that would be really cool for me because you know, I look youthful and then I have the experience of
You're
being
so
a little older.
youthful.
Yeah, you know, and the physicality, you know, fighting, all the stuff that goes into
Right.
something like that. An action film, something, you know, dramatic action film. would be
Right.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, I could do action. I love action, but I feel like I've done like 100 episodes of action. I'd like to, I don't know, like a Last of the Mohicans or
Nice.
you know, like an
Drama.
epic, you know, I don't know, you know, Queen Elizabeth, like an epic drama, you know,
Something
maybe with an
totally
intense love story and some sword fighting, you know,
Like Game of Thrones type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, something just
Nice.
I want to break out, you know,
Got it.
What about you?
just not on my face.
Yeah. Or your ass.
Ooh, hey, too late.
I love it. I love these
I got the cream, by the way.
conversations.
I got the cream.
You got the
He's got
cream?
the cream for
I'm gonna
that
need the
ass
cream.
breakout.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to do a traditional sitcom. You know, the 4 cameras, do a play every week kind of thing.
Oh, that's where my heart is. Yeah.
I just think that would be fun. I obviously gravitate more towards television. I like the going to work every week, not like a film where you're just working 3 months and then you're off for 3 months,
Right.
whatever it is. So I would rather have, and I'd like to work in comedy, so I get rid of my sour patchness. What'd
But
you call
I
me?
love that. That's a good thing, though. I like because he's got the driest humor, and you never know is he kidding or is he? And then he always follows it up with this like laugh, like a little evil laugh. So I love it.
I'm learning so much about
I
this.
love
An
That's
evil,
the beautiful
diabolical laugh. I love
diabolical.
And then he went, yes,
Hey,
yes.
It's wonderful.
it. Well, thank you.
Yeah. So everyone has been asking, single, ready to mingle, or tied down?
I'm married.
Married. There you go. Everybody's been wondering.
I am single. I like it that way.
Yeah. How about you, Hottie?
With the body?
Yeah.
No, I just say I'm dating. I date.
That's pretty much what I'm doing too. I'm dating. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say completely single, but dating.
Yeah.
I'm single.
Okay. Nice.
It's
nice.
available.
I guess I could change mine too. I'm
You're married.
You said
I'm
married.
I was just trying to think of another way to say the word, like married. You know, I'm married. I'm married. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So was the other question I always get, was there ever any kind of romances on set, crushes?
Not on set.
You had beautiful women that you worked with. Anything?
Not on set.
Handsome dude, everything.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, when
Yeah.
you work with somebody every day, it's difficult if you don't want to bring any negative energy
Right.
to a place like that. I mean, so
Absolutely.
I mean, we had friendships, and it's hard enough to deal with somebody every day that's you know
For 15
without
hours a
adding
day.
some
You
kind
see
of
all kinds of sides of
relational
that.
thing
Get
to it.
I
Yeah.
did.
Away
Something just came to mind.
There was that.
Yeah, one.
One
Yeah.
time?
One time.
One time,
With an
yeah.
extra
Was it
or
an
a crew
extra
member?
or a crew member?
Crew member.
Remember? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh!
You guys remember?
Right, exactly right.
Yeah. I
Gotta call that.
had to think about that.
Yeah.
there was
Okay.
I mean, there were definitely extras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Extra. See if you're an extra. You too can be a winner.
For sure.
For sure. So
Just
somebody
bring the
on
ice
Twitter
cream.
asked,
Wow.
was there ever a point in your career that you were ashamed of being a Power Ranger?
No.
Any of us? I don't know that you'd ever, I mean, obviously it was
No.
It's all positive. It's all
Yeah. It really
everything
was.
about it has been positive. I mean, how can you be ashamed of anything that makes people so happy?
Yep.
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean?
And that impacted their lives in ways that I still can't comprehend.
I'm still finding
The
out.
Yeah.
stories that they tell me, and they tell, like today, somebody said, "You have no idea the way that you guys changed my life," and
Yeah.
I can't even comprehend.
Right.
We're a
Right.
TV show. How do we change
How did you
their lives?
respond to that?
Right.
Yeah.
I just told them thank you. I'm honored.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this is the thing. At some point, we all kind of left the show, and it was right. We all left, or something happened, and we were gone. Exactly. And we mentioned it's known fact that it wasn't the highest paying show.
Right.
So you weren't rich when you left. And it was hard times, and there wasn't like tons of offers thrown at everybody. It was, now you're pounding the pavement. I mean, how did you get through it? I mean, because I know I had really hard times. I mean, you pretty much, you're living a certain way, and then there's no income sometimes for months, years, long stretches. How do you get through that? I mean, you talked about there was a time you were sleeping in your car. I mean, I think that's crazy, And here you are, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I had to grow up real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. That's about the best I could say.
Yeah.
So.
What advice do you give people? Because we obviously were on a TV show. We carried some burden with that, and it was tough. But there are a lot of people out there who say, "You changed my life," or they obviously came from really hard times, and the show helped them in different ways. But now, as an adult, they're paying bills. They're older now. They've got real responsibilities. What kind of advice do you give them to keep pushing forward? Stay positive,
I say, I grew up in Detroit, so I grew up in a humble environment, meaning, I grew up in a single family household, me, my
Right.
mom, my sister. We had tough times, there were times we didn't have lights, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have electricity sometimes.
Right.
So what I've discovered is, even in the peaks and the valleys of my life, there's always something to be happy about. There's just
Yeah.
transitions. So if you're having a horrible transition, just know that it's capable for things to change. You just have to set yourself in a direction to make change happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Anybody else?
I mean, that's great advice.
That's
I
great.
don't know that I can really add to that, other than
Right.
believe in yourself. And we all go through hard times. I obviously
Yeah.
have struggled with a lot of things in my life, like my sexuality, and that took a huge mental toll on my life and on
Yeah.
my heart. And but if you believe in yourself and you believe that things can get better, you'll get through it, and you'll get to another side.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I think I could be here all day, and obviously we're not going to be here all day. We'll be seeing a lot of you over the weekend, and we'll have a lot of fun this weekend. But
Yes.
Thank you for tuning into Uncensored Talk with Karen Ashley and the boys. Where can they find you? Because that's the biggest thing. People want to know how to find you. They don't always get to make it to the convention. You can follow on social media. What projects do you guys have coming up? Anything?
I have been doing a lot of looping, a lot of voiceover work on
Nice.
a number of films. You can check me out. Well, I've worked on Get On Up, which is the new James Brown movie. On
Oh,
Annie,
wow.
On 22 Jump Street,
Yeah.
that's coming out now. So those things, and if you want to contact me, you want to be in touch, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Walter E. Jones, and on Facebook at Walter Emmanuel Jones fan page. That's EMANUEL 1L.
Yes.
That's what it is.
We'll make sure and put the link
Cool.
on there and
Put it on the
everything.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easiest way to follow me is on Twitter at David_Yost, or on Facebook, David Yost actor.
Yay! And obviously, official Karen Ashley is Facebook and at Karen Ashley. And you, Mr. New to the scene, back on the block.
I'm sitting here trying
back
to think
to
of
action.
I'm trying to think of where
that.
can you find me? I think my Twitter is ASJ at Austin.
ASJ Austin.
And my Facebook is
Austin St. John. And the ladies, thank the ladies for helping us with that.
Yeah, it's all them.
We'll scroll it at the bottom. It's all good. Thank you guys, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
This is awesome. You rock.
It's more phenomenal time.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, we gotta go like that.
It's morphin time.
Yeah, morphin time.
You
Yeah.
call it. You're
the leader.
You're the leader. You do
Leader,
it.
leader,
All right.
leader.
We doing back
Getting serious. It's getting serious.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's more of a time.
Bye bye.